DA calls for rerun of Census 2022 amid data quality concerns. StatsSA has come under fire after admitting that portions of the data collected during the 2022 census are inaccurate and not of sufficient quality for official or public use. This revelation has prompted the Democratic Alliance DA to label the situation a national scandal and call for an immediate rerun of the census to ensure reliable data for critical socio-economic planning. Despite investing a substantial 3.2 billion rand into the 2022 census, StatsSA acknowledged that the certain variables and themes, including data related to income, employment, mortality, and fertility, will not be published as initially scheduled. The statistical body maintained that the overall data collected met required standards even in the face of reported 30% undercount, anomalies in some results, and mounting criticism from independent demographers. In a recent statement, StatsSA said, based on a quality evaluation done by StatsSA subject matter specialists, a number of variables and themes will not be published. The admission has raised serious concerns about the integrity and reliability of the census data, which serves as the foundational benchmark of national planning across various sectors. The DA has been particularly vocal in its condemnation of the situation. The admission from Statistics South Africa that it allowed serious flaws to enter the 2022 census data is a national scandal that strikes at the heart of our socio-economic planning, the party stated emphatically. Highlighting the gravity of the issue, the DA pointed out that despite the enormous financial investment, critical data sets have been compromised. Census 2022 integrity has been compromised such as an extent that data related to income, employment, mortality, and fertility will not be put in the public domain even after the census cost South Africa 3.6 billion rand of taxpayers' money. This is not merely an issue of bureaucracy, it is a failure of monumental proportions with implications for all citizens, the statement said. The DEA underscores the essential role of accurate census data, noting that it is the only source of baseline, benchmark population information of which all planning, from national government finances to infrastructure to boundaries and borders to social services, is best. For it to be wrong is a brewing crisis. In response to the compromised data integrity, the DEA is demanding immediate and decisive action. The DEA is therefore calling for the next census to be significantly brought forward and for a rerun of Census 2022 to take place. The flaws in the current census are too significant to be ignored or patched up with half measures. We cannot afford to base our national planning on data that is fundamentally flawed, the party said. We expect a thorough explanation of the damage control measures they intend to implement and how they plan to restore the integrity of our national data collection processes. The DA also criticized what is perceived as systemic issues within StatsSA that led to the current predicament. This debacle must serve as a hard lesson to StatsSA and all involved. Deviation from scientific norms and practices, lack of transparency, and the exclusion of our world-class academic community from critical processes have led to this disaster. The state cannot operate under the false belief that it knows best while sidelining expertise and sound methodology, the statement read. The DEA emphasized the necessity for trustworthy and accurate data as the foundation for effective governance and service delivery. The DEA will fight for our country's future to be built on reliable data. South Africa deserves a census process that is transparent, accurate, and above reproach. The whole census will need to be rerun. Joining the critique, StatsSA MP Alan Beasley emphasized the importance of reliable data in guiding government decisions and policy development. There is absolutely no doubt that credible and reliable data on critical statistical information is essential for informing government decisions and policy development, Beasley said. He further criticized the flawed census report, saying, "It is crucial to highlight the absurdity and waste resulting from a flawed census report that is simply unusable." However, Beasley urged caution before rushing to conduct a rerun of the census. Before hastily calling for a rerun of the census, the party believes it is necessary to first thoroughly understand the data collection failures and determine how they can be remedied. Only then should a rerun be considered, he advised. Meanwhile, suspended DA MP Ronaldo Gouws reports for duty of standing committee on the Auditor General induction. He may be suspended from active duty within the Democratic Alliance, but that didn't stop Ronaldo Gouws from donning with proverbial Minister of Parliament cap and heading to an induction hosted by the Standing Committee of the Auditor General on Friday. Gouws was spotted among his colleagues at the induction, where members were informed of the roles and functions of the committee and of the key issues that emerged from the 6th Parliament. Gouws was slapped with a suspension notice in June after an IOL expose revealed a video in which he could be heard uttering racial insults to black people. In the video, Gouws can be heard saying, "Alright, so there's a couple of things I wanna say. Kill the effing Kafirs, kill all the effing niggers. That's all I gotta effing say. Kill all the Kafirs, kill all the effing niggers." The DEA confirmed to IOL that Gouws was still under suspension. When asked about Gouws' attendance at Friday induction despite his suspension, DEA spokesperson Matthew Sims said, "This is a provision of the state, not the party, to be able to do its work." Mr. Gouws' suspension from the party activities has not been lifted and remained in place. The DEA can also confirm that the Federal Legal Commission process regarding the complaints laid against Mr. Gouws is ongoing. Turning to SCAOG, on their position of Gouws' attendance, the committee's chairperson, Walter Vessels, said the committee did not have the power to act against or remove a member. Mr. Gouws was suspended by his political party pending the outcome of the disciplinary process. Regardless, the Ethics Committee of the National Assembly will also deal with this matter. In the meantime, the SCOAG continues with the members' appointment to it, he said. Gouws was also appointed as the deputy spokesperson for tourism. According to the party, his suspension won't stop him from fulfilling his duties as an MP. Meanwhile, Ekurhuleni residents slam Ramaphosa for inadequate service delivery during Imbizo. Frustrated residents of Ekurhuleni expressed their dissatisfaction of President Cyril Ramaphosa, voicing their service delivery complaints and stating, "We did not vote for GNU, we are suffering." Many residents who lined up to express their pain to Ramaphosa spoke about how crime, violence, and drugs are taking over their community. They also highlighted major challenges facing Ekurhuleni, including the lack of proper road infrastructure, inadequate sanitation, healthcare facilities, housing, and jobs. "We have too many problems, President. I arrived here in 2024 and we don't have title deeds. Even at the housing departments, they tell us that they have problems, but we don't know how. That blocks our title deeds. Water is another issue. We experience water cuts more often. Can we please have answers of these issues?" said resident Nonhlanhla Msimango. The Gauteng Provincial Government, GPG, hosted a presidential imbizo in Tsakane, Ekurhuleni, to address and respond to the people's concerns and issues. When the situation became intense and chaotic, President Cyril Ramaphosa intervened to maintain order and calm in the marquee, ensuring that the residents' frustrations were heard. This allowed the ministers to respond to the various issues raised by the community. Responding to local business challenges, Minister of Small Businesses Stella Ndabeni Abrahams promised to address them to ensure that the local economy would continue to grow and thrive. Minister of Water and Sanitation Pemi Majodina also vowed that water concerns will be addressed. I can assure you this, the city of Ekurhuleni is building a new water pumping station so that water can be supplied to people. We are ready for that, Majodina said. Furthermore, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu maintained that they will curb crime and violence against communities. And that's it from Egypt's network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.